So, Ambassador, you said enough with the shut up and sit down. So we're going to see a change of tone if there is a Murphy administration. How is that going to, what's the big difference going to be?
Well, as I mentioned, it's both tone and substance of policy, and it's got to be both. I was endorsed by teachers at the NJEA last fall, and the first person who stood up, I was expecting a question on policy, was, can we start with a hug? And that says a lot. And I think you heard inside that, among other things, the pipeline for young and new teachers into the profession has started to dry up. They look at a profession where they're being insulted, vilified, and in addition to that, public education underfunded, too much teach to the test, uncertainty about the whole package of compensation, and this is a calling for these folks. It's beyond a profession, and so that's going to, some of this stuff's going to take a while. It's hard policy stuff. The tone doesn't take a second. That's a light switch. It changes.
You're here with the American Federation of Teachers. You mentioned the NJEA. You've gotten lots of union support, which caused the Star-Ledger to wonder out loud whether or not you're going to be able to say no when you have to say no, particularly as it pertains to something like the cap on arbitration.
Yeah, so we're looking, as we said I think last week, we're looking at everything. We want to come out in the right place, and we will. But the Star-Ledger talked about property taxes. The biggest problem with property taxes, public education's been underfunded by $9 billion in the Christie-Guadagno administration. $9 billion.
I hear your opponent saying, there he goes again, adding more money to it.
Yeah, we're committed to getting this right, but we're committed first and foremost to funding public education.
So today, the Essex County Democrats mentioned that they're going to endorse Speaker Craig Coughlin I called him Speaker, Assemblyman Craig Coughlin as the next Speaker. Is that something you were involved in? Is it something that you agree with?
I saw that. We are just where we've been all along. We're not involved in this. We are focused. We have 71 days. Pesky little detail, we have to get elected. Right. So we're focused laser-like on getting elected. We have 71 days to go. We're staying out of the leadership stuff. We're focused on winning an election.
Did you hear that the state has agreed to turn over names and addresses and dates of birth, party affiliation, et cetera, to the governor's electoral integrity commission? Is that something you would have done? And I'm going to assume that you're going to say no. And what would be what's the danger inherent in that?
So first of all, it's not the governor's commission, it's President Trump's commission, run by a crackpot. This is built on a complete myth of voter fraud. We have been loud and clear with great passion. We think it's a huge mistake to hand over this data. And we don't endorse it, we don't support it. The lieutenant governor has recused herself for reasons I don't understand, frankly. This is the beginning of narrowing democracy. We stand and we want to open democracy. We want to shed light. We want to make it transparent. We want to open it up. This president would like to shut and close democracy down. It's un-American and unacceptable, and New Jersey should be ashamed of itself for handing that data over.
Is there anything that we can take away from Standard & Poor's saying the outlook for New Jersey has gone from negative to stable?
I hope it keeps going that way. I was happy to see the report. It was specific to the pension plans. We have a long way to go, but that's obviously a good start. We've been downgraded 11 straight times. Last year on record, household income, an all-time increase in America. We finished 50 out of 50. We lead the nation in home foreclosures. So any even little bit of good news, even saying things are starting to stabilize as opposed to even grow, which we should be doing, is a step in the right direction, but we have a long way to go.
Lastly, as you said, 71 days to go. Is there a danger here being so far ahead of some complacency? Democrats have been known to stay home sometimes when they think they're ahead.
Yeah, the last thing we're going to do is become complacent. We look at what happened in the presidential election last year at the decision by the Great Britain to leave the European Union. Nobody saw either of those coming. We're not going to watch that movie again. We're not taking one thing for granted. We're turning over every stone morning, noon, and night, and we're laser focused on trying to win this thing.
All right, Ambassador, thanks.
Thank you very much.